Welcome to Wine Down, the podcast where we talk wine and everything that goes with it. Today we are talking pearls. We have Julia MacDonald. Did I say it correct?
You
MacDonald.
did.
There we go. From Na Hoku Jewelers. Thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
I mean, you styled us out too.
I know.
I'm not
and you look
complaining.
stunning. Look at that pearl. I'm sorry, with the diamonds around it.
And
That's
blue.
beautiful.
We get to keep these, right?
I'm sorry.
So
I
is
wish.
blue like the trademark of Na Hoku? I noticed there's a lot of blue from the boxes to...
Yes, it is, because Na Hoku means stars, so in Hawaiian. So everything has to do with like the stars at night and the deep blue Na Hoku colors. And so we do our packaging like that, our bags, and so you can tell what the signature is of Na Hoku.
No, that's
On that point, can we drink?
Yes.
I brought-
Yes.
Of course.
I brought pearl wine.
No
We
way.
We are reaching here and wine and.
What?
No, this is actually pearl wine. You can see it on the label. This is done by Fritz, a German producer who is like pretty much all the rage now. Yeah, and pearl wine, you know, you have wines in different countries. Obviously, people who are familiar with the show know that we did champagne and with Stu Simons at Seafood Connection. This is sparkling wine from Germany, so not everything needs to be champagne, right? A lot of people have different sparkling wines and it's grown up all across the world. But you see it actually says pearl wine, so it loosely translates to sparkling wine in Germany, which sounds so pretty, right? Because in Spain you have espumoso, which like literally translates to foamy wine. And that doesn't like want to make me grab a glass of foamy wine, but pearl wine by Fritz.
I mean,
Müller.
even even the label is not, I mean,
Right?
very draws you to it.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. So
I always like the art that, looking at the art of the wine before I drink it.
that's how you buy bottles, right?
Yeah.
Based on labels.
I always look at the label first. You
Yeah.
go through, and when they look like fun, you're like, oh, I want to buy
Let's
that.
try it.
Do you have like a favorite bottle that you go
Are you a
to?
wine drinker?
I am. I love wine. I drink all kinds.
cheers to
wine.
that.
Yeah.
Cheers. Cheers. Let's
You
drink.
came to the right show, Julia.
Right? Yes. My favorite, like in the afternoon, I love rosés. Like we're by the pool, hanging out with the kids.
Ooh, this is good.
Oh, this is really good.
Thank you. I'm like sort of good at my job.
This could be the new pool wine.
Yeah. So it's so funny because like it's pearl wine on the label and it's like sparkling wine in Germany, but really like it's completely the opposite. We think of pearls as, something that's a special occasion thing, at least for me. And this is the complete opposite. It's country wine. It's porch pounders. It's pool drinkers. This is the kind of stuff that like shows you that it doesn't need to be all fancy and expensive, which is, the opposite of pearls, but
No, that's so true because pearls can be worn anytime. It's
I love
not,
that.
You have something that I'm wearing that's very upscale that you would be, if you go to an event or something, you're gonna out to a fancy dinner, you're gonna wear, but you can just wear them all the time. We even started combining different types of pearls where it makes an ombre
Wow.
from Tahitian
Wow.
to white South Seas. And you can wear this anytime with a pair of jeans, or you can dress it up, or if you're just heading to the beach and if you're sitting there and having a beach picnic, this just would look so beautiful. If you took pictures of yourself and drinking some wine.
they never take pictures of themselves. Julia.
Never. I don't even know what a selfie is.
And just instead of just having nothing on, it just adds that pop, and they're so cool to the touch. The thing about pearls is that they're organic. They are truly an organic gem. So you can, most gems aren't that way, but they come from the water, they come from the sea.
Wait,
So
tell me about that organic. So is it like
They're all
I thought it
kinda
was
different.
a joke? Like it's
Yeah, that's the
pearls
first
and,
thing I
and
noticed.
oysters are a thing. Like that's how it.
yes, they're grown on farms.
Seriously.
Yes, it depends on what type of pearl. So there's all different types.
I
But
didn't touch that.
there's pearl farms, and let's talk about Tahiti. It comes from the black-lipped oyster. Everybody loves Tahitian pearls here because they match everything, but they are organic. And what they do is they humanely go and start the process of culturing the pearls on the farm, and they're taken care of for about 4 or 5 years. And they produce the pearls for us, and then they get to go and live out the rest of their life in the ocean, and they keep cleaning the oceans, and so they're not just like killed and put aside. They're actually still used in helping our seas and everything. So
Wow.
they're just an amazing gemstone that we've come to be able to produce on a bigger level so everybody can enjoy them, from like the prices could be low to really high, and it's really for everybody. You don't have to, you can do the lower cost, like, you know, pearl, and you won't be able to tell, you know, versus, you know, something, you know, where the pearls get really big. And
yes, of course, the bigger it is, the more expensive. Like,
Is
how do
that
you
always
guys?
the case?
Yeah.
that isn't. The luster is what is so fabulous about pearls. There's the size, which is the easiest for your eyes to see. You're like, oh yes, if it's smaller, it's going to be a little bit, the price is
So
a
size,
little
what you're telling me is size doesn't matter.
Well, size does matter in some factors of jewelry, but I'm going to have to hold you off on that. We have
Thanks,
to take a
Moani.
quick break. When we get back, we'll be talking more with Julia. 120-day peace of mind guarantee exclusively at Inspiration Interiors. Inspiration will refund you the difference if you find a lower price on identical merchandise delivered in Hawaii. When the sun comes up, your bill goes down with Revolusun. Call 748-8888 or visit online at revolusun.com now. Hawaii's premier solar provider.
Welcome back to Wine and we are talking about pearls with Julia. All right, so we're just talking about the size. You said the size doesn't matter?
It does matter, of course. It always matters. It doesn't matter which situation it is. Like, size does matter, but it's not always the most important thing. There are other things to look for, you know. And so when you're looking at the pearls, the smoother the surface area, which is, you can see that some of the pearls are baroque, which would mean they're not perfectly round. And it does give it different, like a different feel to the pearl as far as quality, the smoother the surface area, the better. And then you're also looking at, of course, the color, and you can see they can vary in color depending on what type of oyster that they actually come from.
Oh, wow.
And then, but the luster is the shine that comes off the pearls. So the unique thing about all pearls is when you put them on, when you match them with green outfit or a blue outfit, it picks up those colors that you have on. So it instantly looks like you picked like the perfect pearl to match your outfit, although it will always pick up the colors you have on. So you can change to pink and all of a sudden it will have this beautiful pink hue to the pearl, and it just perfectly blends.
I had no idea. Does that do that with skin tone as well, sort of?
It does. Different pearls look better on different skin tone. And obviously the wave set that we have.
I know, I was
Gorgeous.
going to say.
It's so beautiful.
It's meant to be.
It's
Meant
like
to be.
we picked the outfit perfect to match the pearls.
It's great. It's beautiful. Do you think that the color then often alters the value of it?
Sometimes.
Is there one color that's like worth more in
Right.
maybe than the
Yeah.
other?
Yeah.
The
Better
more
question.
rare the color, then it's worth more. And it can't, it depends, like you can have this one here that's super green, or one that, a Tahitian pearl that has gold flecks in it that you don't normally see, and that would increase the price, and the color would be super important because most of the color palette for Tahitians is somewhere in that black, gray, like peacock color. People like peacock color.
Yeah.
Speaking of color, do you want to try some pink wine?
Yes.
Ooh.
Same producer. Pearl wine. Pink
Pearl
wine.
wine. Oh, and we've got.
That is so
There
cool.
is pink pearls too.
Really?
That's what I was going to say, because
Yes.
I saw that there was pink.
Back here we have the pink ones.
Is that popular? Like, what, obviously Tahitian pearls are extremely popular here, but what are some of the other must-haves? Or you notice that clients come in and they're like, I need to have this color, I need to have that.
Pinks and the purples. So
Purple.
yeah, so it comes almost to like a purpley hue to the pearls, which you don't see very often, which would make, you know, color a
I
rare.
didn't know they had
Yeah.
purple.
Yeah, it comes from, instead of an oyster, it comes from a mollusk. So it's a freshwater pearl. And usually you saw freshwater pearls and they look like buttons, but you know, over time we have developed, not me personally, but the farmers have figured out how to make the pearls more round and like pick up the different colors. So yeah, the pink and the purple are very popular right now because you don't find them as often.
Right.
And one of the simple kind of drop pearls are also
Popular.
popular.
I'm noticing like a lot of the white, for some reason it reminds me of like Marilyn Monroe or like just classier.
Like timeless things.
Yeah, more timeless. Like, can you talk about kind of like your clients and who kind of goes for the white and, you know, maybe locals maybe go for this color?
The Tahitians.
Yeah. Does that happen?
It does, but it's so inconsistent right now. I don't know. I used to be, you could go, oh, okay, everybody, you know, wants to wear Tahitians here, and that's the number one. But then I have these young girls coming in and buying the traditional Akoya strands for graduations, and they want that look of classic, you know, 1920s, that Akoya perfect small pearl look. And then you can go to this one, which is the white South Seas. These are.
So size does matter.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
These, you know, were made famous by Wilma Flintstone.
Oh,
know?
yeah.
It's that look of, yes, that's.
She actually a person.
Yeah, people became like, I like that big look, but it brings out the whites in your eyes. So if you're ever, you know, kind of tired and you have this strand and have to go out, like this white is gonna just make your eyes pop.
And it kind of reminds me of like that modern, like the housewives, how they're at home.
The Stepford
cleaning.
Wives?
Stepford Wives, and they have the pearls. Like it kind of reminds when I see that, but it's
Oh, like robotic.
not. No, I'm just saying like it was kind of a thing that women wore, like that were at home all the time. Where you see certain movies and they had that strand of pearls, and it's so nice and
It's like
classy.
timeless.
All right, guys, we're going to be right back. We're going to take a quick break.
Rest easy with the new windows from Windows Hawaii, featuring Ali'i Extreme windows with their exclusive sound reduction and security package. Call 671-0808 today. Enjoy Andis Winery's new painted fields Cuvée Blanc featuring the sought-after Vermentino varietal, exclusively at 7-Eleven Hawaii.
All right, hey guys, welcome back to Wine and Pearls. We're here with Julia MacDonald from Na Hoku Jewelers. Okay, we should
We're
cheers.
going to try this.
We haven't drank enough. We should drink more.
Yes, we do.
Different color this time. It's pink. Nice.
Darker. I would say red. No, I'm kidding.
This is such a dark rosé. Versus usually they're so much lighter, and this is really dark and rich.
Which is cool because like Pinot Noir is a light-bodied grape or light-colored grape, but there's a wine in here that not a lot of people are familiar with called Portgieser. Yeah, it's a lot of the Germans have that. Different color pearls, different color pearl wine, different flavors too, right?
So this is a you said Pinot or a rosé? This is.
It's a rosé of Pinot Noir and Portgieser.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's really different.
Has a different taste to it, but I don't mind it.
Well, my two favorites are like rosé and Pinot, almost girls. But,
And bubbles.
and bubbles.
And
So this
bubbles.
is like perfect because it's a combination of all of those.
It's a Porch founder. This really is like one of my favorite producers. Fritz, MÜLLER, pearl wine, right on the label. So we're talking about oysters. Is there a specific oyster that does like a better job of making pearls? Or when I think of oysters, I think of just smashing them, you know, like a dozen at a time, right? Like I don't
Like
think
eating them?
You heard me. I didn't know that pearls actually came from oysters.
Well,
I thought it was
just
like
trying to make sure that our guests knew what.
no, smashing them, like yeah, like eating them, Moani.
Guys, it's okay. Relax.
Is there a certain type of oyster? Because like we think about certain oysters that have different qualities for eating, right? Like Kumamoto is a little less briny. Kushi has a little smaller thing, like cup. Is there a particular strain of oysters that do pearls better than others? Like, do you eat them after, or are they like
Oh gosh.
cattle? Like, do they live out the rest of their remaining lives? And
They
a lot
live
of
out
questions.
their lives. Yeah, they live out their lives, and yes, but as far as the taste, they're not the eating kind.
oh, really?
All these types of oysters. So which ones are better? It depends. You know, the Tahitians come from the black-lipped oyster, so it's a specific oyster that has like the edging is black, and that's why it can naturally be all different colors. Whereas the gold-lipped oysters produces the gold pearls. And then you have the white South Sea, which comes from the silver-lipped oyster. And those ones,
That's this one right here.
yes, that's the color. And it's
silvery,
beautiful. So it
yeah.
just depends the price range as far as which ones are, you know, the rarest or is the gold and the white, arguably, depending on, you know, where you're which one, the size and the shape and the color and surface area, all of those factors.
Have you been able to like visit any of like the farms or
No.
coworkers that have been able to? I mean, that must be so exciting to like see these different oysters.
Well, you can't eat them, so it's like a little less exciting.
Well,
I'm just joking.
to be completely honest, I really thought that we got the pearls from the oysters that we ate.
Yeah.
You can. It can happen.
oh,
Yes. If there's like.
Oh, like naturally occurring.
Yes.
But they won't be like this, the size, the brilliance, or the.
Not usually.
Yeah.
It's so rare to find
okay.
one naturally. And you can find them. They're just usually kind of this beat up kind of look. It doesn't look so. You wouldn't wear it. It's not jewelry quality, so you wouldn't really wear it.
So how much would like a typical piece? Not a typical piece, but how much would this piece that I'm holding in my hand right now?
That one is around $2,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what about this set? Because I have the ring, I have the bracelet, the necklace, and they're all matching. It's so pretty. I feel complete. Like, how much would this typically cost for the entire set?
It'd be around, it would be probably $15,000 for the set.
You are worth it, Halia. You are rocking those.
And also too, I noticed like the hanging pearls, like the design of like either they have the necklace that connects like with a pearl here and then two pearls on the bottom where they're just hanging. That's been like the latest craze.
Like phallic. No? Sorry. We drank a little before this, Julia.
I can tell.
But that is the trend though, because I did like we tried to do a little bit of research. We browsed the website, and that seemed like all the rage. Is there trends right now?
It is trending to have the pearls hanging down, the laureate style, just because you can mix two different types of pearls. So you have Tahitian and white South Sea together, which back in the day that would never happen. It would just be one type. But since you can blend it, it looks better at a different level than just having it side by side. And then the other popular thing is everybody wears those low scoop neck shirts, and you can have it go down the back of your spine. It looks, it would look very
so
sexy.
fashion forward.
To have it like a collar up here and then it come down here. Yes, it'd be so pretty.
All right, well, we have to continue this conversation, but we have to shoot it over to Tevis for our cocktail of the week. See you guys when we get back.
Mahalo guys, welcome back to today's cocktail of the week. We're gonna make up a drink for you tonight called the Black Pearl. Kind of like a tiki style cocktail. We're gonna use some aged rum. Our choice rum here is gonna be Koho by Kohana, made here on Oahu. 1.5 ounces here. We're gonna use some almond syrup, or better known as orgeat. Want about a 1/2 ounce of this. It's gonna bring the sweetness to this cocktail. Kind of maybe booze it up a little bit more and kind of give it a little more structure in terms of almond flavors. We're gonna use Amaretto here, just a little bit. 1/4 ounce is just perfect for this. We'll also add bartender's favorite, Fernet. So Fernet Branca is a digestif, good for after dinner, help you kind of get the food down. We're gonna do a 1/4 ounce of this, and this is a bartender's best friend. Little inside secret right there. Last piece here, I'm gonna add 3/4 ounce of lime juice. I'm gonna shake this one up real good, add some ice. While I'm gonna shake this up, I'm gonna add ice to our cocktail glass as well. Garnish for this drink today is going to be a little bit of fresh mint. Got some pretty edible flowers we're gonna add to this as well. So strain this over. Add a little bit of mint here. Edible flower. Call it a day. We got the Black Pearl. Cheers.
Welcome back. We're here talking about wine and pearls with Julia. All right, so we didn't talk about some of the pieces here. I really like the hoops. It's my thing.
Yes, these hoops are so popular right now because you can wear them with just just the hoop, and then you can change the pearl to different colors. So you can have the Tahitians, and then you can buy the white pearls or the gold pearls, and so it's very versatile to wear.
Pretty trendy.
So cool.
Very trendy. Like people like that big hoop look.
Yeah, I feel like that'll never go out of style.
No.
Especially here in the islands.
The
We're
bigger
so
the
simple,
hoop.
but the bigger.
Oh
no!
I gotta be
Chris.
real with this though. Actually, so Waikiki, there's the street vendors, right? And it's crack open the oyster for the pearl for $20. Like, tell me why I shouldn't do that, or what's the difference between that and like
It's
the things
just
that
a
Na Hoku
type of
offers?
pearl that's in the oyster, and it's fun. Like if you've never done it, it's fun.
Really?
Pearls are so fun. It doesn't matter, if you're getting it out of the oyster to see it happen and it pop out. It's awesome because there's nowhere else you're gonna see that happen. Of course, Waikiki is always fun. We have the stores down in Waikiki, Na Hoku, and like right where Duke's is. We're right there, so you can come down and visit us there. We don't do the whole like opening of the oyster.
The $20 oyster shell thing.
But I feel like people need to know how fun it is to wear them and not say, oh, I'm going to put them I'm just going to buy these and stick them in a drawer and not like use them all the time. You need to pull them out and wear them and show them off and see how fabulous they look on all your outfits.
You're so sweet. You're giving like the perfect PC answer right now, but no, I shouldn't do those, right? I should go over to Na Hoku.
Of course.
Okay,
Yes,
cool.
yes,
So
there you
located
go.
in Waikiki, but where else can?
We have 37 locations
Huh?
across
Wow.
the U.S.
Wow.
So we are based here in Hawaii. And we have stores in Vegas, we have stores in Miami, and almost every major city we have one location. But we're based here. We started here in 1924.
Wow.
And we're a locally owned company. So we're excited to continue to do business and reach our 100-year mark here in a few years. So it'll be exciting.
Is there any like social media that we can find you on?
We have our website is nahoku.com. You can find us on Instagram at Na Hoku Jewelers, and you can also find us on Facebook as well under Na Hoku.
Okay, that is so interesting. So yes, maybe the 2020 cracking it's fun, but it's better to go to Na Hoku Jewelers.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you could fly all the way to Tahiti, go die for it during a pandemic or not, or you could just go to Na Hoku Jewelers. I think it's beautiful. That's the type of stuff that you guys have. Well, join us on YouTube because we do have an extended version for all of our episodes. Go ahead and comment, like, subscribe, and let us know how we're doing. Let us know if you guys want to see anything else, any topics or compliments,
We
on
like
our
them.
jewelry. Let us know, and we'll see you there.
Julia?
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. Hi guys, welcome to our YouTube extended version of Wine and Pearls. We're here with Julia MacDonald from Na Hoku Jewelers. All right, let's keep this conversation going. We've had a lot of laughs. I wish we were filming the whole time.
I know.
But did you want to get into some of the jewelry that we didn't touch on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's
Oh,
talk
there
about
you
your
go.
designer, because this is really, really pretty.
So we have a whole design team at Na Hoku, and once in a while, our design leader, Carrie Smith, and she is absolutely fabulous and super talented. She's came out with the wave design, our waterfall, our horizon pieces, but she gets to do one-of-a-kind pieces once in a while when she finds beautiful. These ones are green tourmalines, and they're just exceptional. And she'll go through hundreds of pearls to find that pearl that can match with that slight green hue so that it blends the whole gemstone and south pearl together and creating a whole different, very elegant look, and it looks amazing with your outfit. And she also did it with this piece here with the tanzanite, and it's just not something that you can put together. You really have to have an eye and an artistic, an artistic eye to put it together.
So
Not like that.
one doesn't start with just the raw material and say, because like you theoretically have thousands of pearls to choose from, right? In your realm, like it really does just stem from an idea and a vision, not just like, wow, this is the correct pearl, I'm gonna build something around it, right? Because this is one of a kind pieces. Like,
These are one of a kind. I feel like sometimes the pearl gives her the inspiration. She told me she'll find something and she'll say, oh my gosh, look at this like blue hue that comes out of this. I think I can create something and blend it, and then she'll play with it and do different designs and see what she can come up with to maximize and make the piece so beautiful and one of a kind, so that nobody else will ever have it. It's just the one piece that she made, and it's very limited. There's not a whole bunch of them, but when she does find that pearl, she'll make the perfect piece for it.
That's amazing.
Are pearls like popular with men as well, or
Men should wear pearls. Yes, it should be a new.
My neckline needs to be a little deeper, right?
well, you have to show them though. They can see it.
It needs to be a little more plunging, right?
Yeah. Just, whoa, that's too much.
Sorry. Too much. Then I told me I need to go jogging, so.
Oh,
So, yeah.
that's beautiful though. So is it kind of like 50-50 or still more so women? Do you see more guys coming in?
Guys it's the new kind of trend that some guys are wearing it. Some new singers have been wearing it. It started with Will Smith. He used to wear Tahitian earrings, and he was probably the first guy that I saw wearing pearls, but there's a couple of them
I feel
out
so
there.
much cooler now.
Will Smith
I
versus
feel
pearls.
like amazingly
I don't
cooler
think I've
now.
ever seen photos of Will. That's so interesting.
Don't worry, just look at this.
The studs.
Just look at this.
Wow.
Hey, here.
I did. I saw it. Now I
Okay.
moved on. That's
Did you
I,
know?
I really have.
You saved it in
I
there.
love your shirt though. I didn't get to compliment you. You have oysters on your shirt.
Yeah, well, I got it
loves
picked out
oysters.
from me. I had no idea that pearls and oysters are a thing. Like, I thought it was just like, associative. Right.
Or like seashells or.
Mm-hmm.
Ocean.
Is this doing it for everybody?
Are you
We're
modeling?
just like staring at his chest.
Thank you.
Sommelier and model.
Very uncomfortable.
I'm like, oh.
Did I tell you could look away?
Oh
No.
my gosh. But I did ask you before, and I just want to make sure that I have the correct information. So I asked you if you went to the farms and you visited, but you actually have buyers within Na Hoku that go to the farms and select it, whether it is in Tahiti or Hong Kong.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we have our buying team that goes down there and selects the pearls right from the farms, and it's exciting for them. I haven't been able to go yet. Maybe one day
That'd be really cool.
they'll let me go.
Hint.
Hint,
You
hint.
should
Like
go.
I should get to go. And they just get to see thousands of pearls and see what's the best ones, and what we're going to put in our stores to represent our pieces and represent Na Hoku and make it all of them look so beautiful.
So, like, does your husband, like, is he off the hook with getting you pearls? I mean, you must have
You
so
got it
many.
all.
You don't.
Oh, I have a lot. After 18 years, I have a lot. But I have to say, he doesn't buy me jewelry, because I just buy it for myself, and I say, "Oh, look at what you bought me," and I wrap it with a bow, and I, set it on the counter.
Thank you so much for buying me exactly what I chose.
And he sees it on the statement later on the month, and he's like, "Oh, okay, cool."
He's like, "You're welcome,
And,
honey."
What did you do? And I'm like, I'm so sorry.
But you
had
always
to
keep
have
it in house, right? You always buy from Na Hoku, right?
I only have things from Na Hoku.
Getting high off your own
Yes,
supply.
yes.
I like it.
But I kind of like her logic. I mean, get what you want
Never
and
be
just say, "Thanks,
disappointed.
babe. Don't worry.
Yeah,
Found
no
it. Got it."
right? I get to say,
That's what I'm gonna do for this. I'm gonna pick up. Seriously, I'm gonna pick up Feast and be like, "Hey, sweetie, she makes more money than me, anyways." I'll do that. Yeah.
So are you saying
Back
that
to me for a second.
Yeah.
This looks great, right?
You look great. You look great.
Thank you. I just needed affirmation.
Do you have any like fun story or something, like a memory of when you first bought your Na Hoku jewelry, or things that have been told to you through coworkers, with clients?
What made you get into the?
Yeah, there
Was
you
there
go.
like an aha moment where you're like, yeah, that's exactly what I want to do? Because you've been with Na Hoku for how long now?
18 years.
Wow.
Yeah, long time. We moved here, and my husband was in the military, and I was looking for a job, and I came to Na Hoku, and they were hiring, and I applied, and I was pre-med, so I have a double major in biology and chemistry, and I was supposed to go to med school, much to my parents' dismay. I sell jewelry. I moved here, and he was military. We had no money, and I was like, what are we gonna do? And I was like, I could make this work. Let's sell some jewelry. And I just fell in love with it, and meeting all the different people from around the world. And when customers come in, they're from Australia, New Zealand. I've helped people from Russia, and it's so much fun and to hear their stories and then watch them wear the jewelry and they write me letters and send me emails saying how, you know, they got home and people couldn't believe how unique the jewelry was, and we get to represent Hawaii, and they take a little bit of Hawaii back home with them, and then they just remember that year after year, and even after 5-10 years they come back and they're like, we were here, we shopped at your store, and it was so beautiful. And it's such a fulfilling feeling to like have a customer come back and say how much like the wife loved it or how much they've enjoyed the piece over the years, and
That's why you stayed for so long.
That's why I
It seems
stayed.
like you made the right
Yeah.
choice,
And I
though.
just love it. So yeah, it's a very
Have you
great
bought
job.
anything for your daughter or have things that you want to pass on to her later on?
Yes, my daughters are I have 2 daughters. They're 10 and 8, and they're very spoiled when it comes to jewelry because they get to like walk into a jewelry store and be like, oh, this is where my mom works. So, you know, they get to try on everything, and they have quite a bit of pieces for, you know, being 10 and 8. And there is a few pieces, you know, when you look at one-of-a-kind pieces, that those are what you hand down, and I have a few of those in my safe for them, and I know that they'll enjoy them and hopefully think of me, you know,
Of
after
course.
many years.
Jewelry's timeless. And
Yes.
It's something you can pass on forever. So I'm sure that they'll benefit from that in the long run and really enjoy it. Let's talk about this piece. I don't think we covered it, did we?
Many
No,
years
I
from
don't
now,
think
by
we
the way.
did.
We
Many
did.
years.
Many years
I
from
really,
now.
what I want to know is how can you tell if a pearl is genuine?
Yeah.
Or one from
So
Waikiki.
pretty.
This actual design is the Miley design with the laureate, which again is super popular. We talked about that earlier. And Miley stands for love, honor, and respect. And they use it in all the Hawaiian ceremonies here when people get married. So it's a beautiful piece to go with for a wedding. As far as how can you tell a pearl is genuine, the real, like, you can rub it against your teeth and it will feel gritty. Like, you don't want to do that. You just, you don't want anything in your mouth, and my hands have touched this, so don't do that. But if you take
Even
2
better.
pearls and you rub them together, you can kind of feel like there may be a grain of sand in between them,
Okay.
and you can tell there that way. And if you see pearls that are, you can tell they're fake, is when you rub them, it feels like a marble. And then it's the feel and the visual effect, you know, just like wine, when you're like, you see the wine and you're like, oh, look at this dark wine, and you're looking at, oh, there's a blemish. Blemishes are good because you can see like, oh, it is real, because otherwise if they're perfect, they're going to be completely smooth, and unless the price is like outrageous, you're going to know that there's something a little bit
So
off
each
there.
pearl is different, like has one little, even if it's super, super small, there's one blemish on every pearl.
Yes, it's
That's
called
so
like
fascinating.
the belly button.
Ooh,
Like,
belly button.
Yes, the belly button. That's usually where they drill the pearl in order to set them.
Oh.
But yeah,
Tell
there's
us about
usually
the
something.
process of how a pearl is formed. I mean, maybe some people don't know.
I don't.
You
I
don't?
don't.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't.
Yeah, tell us.
Okay, so there's this Mickey Moto many years ago came up with finding that there's the irritant that he used and like made it perfectly round from the Mississippi clamshell from the Mississippi River, and he took it and inserted it inside the oyster and tried many times to like get the oyster to produce nacre, which is what the pearls are made up of, and it makes layers and layers and layers around the irritant because it's, you know, bothering the oyster, so it secretes the nacre, and that's how the pearls are made. And from there, from there, like that, the pearl starts to form, and it grows. And when it comes out, there's always some spot where it had sat on, like inside the oyster, which is where the blemish comes from. So you want to look, and then usually when you drill it, you find that spot, that little imperfection, and that's where you're going to drill. And then all pearls are set in jewelry. They're drilled, and they're set on a post, which is people are, you know, and unlike gemstones where you see the prongs holding in the diamonds and different things, like they have to sit on a post, which has, it's kind of like a screw, and then the pearl sits on top of there, and it's held in place with an epoxy, jeweler's epoxy, to keep it from falling off.
This is kind of like wine when you tell somebody, like, you know, you're smelling the glass and you're like, no, that's blueberry pie. I'm like, oh, that's blueberry pie.
Right.
Like, yeah, but
It's sweet.
like you told me about the imperfections and the rubbing, and it's like, no, I feel it. I seriously feel it. Like, give me a fake one right now. Like, I'll tell the difference, guaranteed.
Are there any, like, say, like, pearl necklaces that they have that are actually like real pearls that are more smooth and more refined, and or is it no? They all have imperfections. They're not just circles.
Well, these are pretty perfect.
Yeah, because I was gonna say didn't really see any imperfections or blemishes on those.
Yes, this strand happens to be fairly perfect, and so there are. And it's that special oyster that made that special pearl, and those are some of the more rare ones, so the price reflects that. But they're also, beautiful, and you're not going to see them have that imperfection. But I know when they go down to the farms and they find them, and you have that like perfect pearl, they don't necessarily make it to the store because usually internally somebody's like, I love that one.
Yeah. Let me take that.
What's the biggest size pearl that we talked about size matters, size doesn't matter, but what is the biggest?
It doesn't. Smoothness matters, but I got that, at least.
What's the biggest size you've seen?
I've seen about 17
Halia, that's
millimeters.
Whoa.
Sorry, we're talking about pearls.
We're talking about pearls, Chris.
Pearls. Pearls and oysters. And size.
Wait, so you're saying 7?
Oh my goodness.
17?
17 millimeters.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be.
Millimeters.
Oh my.
It's the biggest that I've personally seen. Yeah, but I don't have an example of that here today.
Does Na Hoku have any of those, or no? It's everything is. More
They
small.
come in random when they come in, and we have them, and they usually sell pretty quickly to the person. We have clientele people that come all the time and see us, and even from around the world that they're looking for something specific. And then when we find it, we let our buyers know and our design team know, and we say, hey, we have this piece, and they're like, I'll take it. So you may not necessarily see it in the store.
So
but
What would something of that size be though? Like what, a necklace, or I mean, how? Because that's
It's
pretty.
like the Flavor Flav, just like the one.
Yeah, like
Just one here.
just one. But like how? I mean, if the
it's big.
yeah.
It's not
17 millimeters
Like-
is big?
like
A wedding. Do you get a lot of
Alright.
like wedding rings?
I got
People
that
come in
covered.
to buy wedding rings or engagement rings.
pearls do not make a good wedding ring. They should be the last thing you put on and the first thing you take off, because they are organic, and they will, if you use hand creams and things, it will start to penetrate inside the pearl, the nacre levels, layers. So you need to, they don't make good wedding rings.
I hate the question, like, what is the best piece you've ever sold or whatever? Like, what's the best wine you've ever drank? But what is the most expensive piece that Na Hoku's ever sold?
I couldn't really say.
Oh, damn!
Oh, she left you hanging.
Could you say, like, if someone asked you that question about wine?
What's the most expensive wine
Yeah.
ever?
Yeah.
Like, I think it's gaudy. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But, like, what's the most expensive wine I've ever drank?
Yeah.
I don't know, probably 10 grand a bottle. But I didn't finish a whole bottle. Like,
God.
I had like this. I had like an eyedropper, and it was like, yay, I did it. Like, it was more like something to say that it's like
Get,
the
one
checklist
sip,
thing.
Like,
Yeah.
that was $100.
No, more. Right,
More.
More. But like, it didn't provide me like the same amount of pleasure as,
As,
like this
as a
stuff,
more
right.
inexpensive bottle,
I really like this pearl wine a lot. Yeah, hence the empty glasses.
right?
He's like, catch up
I
with
think
me,
we're
guys.
like more into like the wine, and he's like, let's keep drinking. I mean, we're more into the pearls.
Yes.
Yeah.
But guys can get into pearls now. That's what it is.
I feel, yeah.
You need to embrace the pearls and say, yes, I can wear this, and it looks good. It
If
looks
Will
stylish.
Smith did it,
I have seen a couple of guys have like the pearl necklace, like the Tahitian pearl necklace. I've seen a couple.
Yeah, of course, like
Or even
Polynesian
bracelets.
dancers have like the they have the belts, they pound the pearls and make all these really cool fancy jewelry for Tahitian dancing. I think that's cool. So get into it, Chris.
I like it a lot. I feel really good about myself
Feel
right
very
now.
manly.
Yeah.
Well, where
Yeah.
can we find you again? Instagram was Na Hoku Jewelers.
Na Hoku Jewelers, and Facebook is Na Hoku Na Hoku. Yeah, Na
Na Hoku,
Hoku.
just Na Hoku
I think it's
Jewelers.
just Na Hoku, Hawaii's finest jeweler since 1924, is our Facebook page.
Oldest
Okay.
and largest in Hawaii,
Yes.
correct?
Yes,
That
we
is
are.
significant.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
amazing.
Okay, and then the actual website is just nahokujewelers.com.
Just nahoku.com.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. Well,
Yes.
thank you so much for being a part of our show.
Yeah.
Be sure to hit the subscribe button. Follow us on Instagram at Wine and Podcast. We'll see you later.
Cheers. Thanks so much,
Cheers.
Julia.
Thank you, Julia.
That was fun.